Today we're going to install the Design Hardware 2000R series exit device. A really good panic device. Going to be installing it on the Design Hardware LE08 trim. Really good trim. Trim uses a mortise cylinder, it through bolts, a really heavy duty piece of hardware. We've already got the trim installed on the door. For demonstration purposes, this door's been used several times today. We've got a lot of holes everywhere. We're going to kind of sort it out and keep it as simple as we can. We're going to start out with the trim installed. We'll take the panic. When you look on the back of the panic bar, it's got a cross for the tailpiece to insert. It's got a cross shape at the end of the tailpiece. What I like to do is just take the tailpiece out of the trim, go ahead and insert it into the panic, and then you can just install the square tailpiece, jump it right in the hole. Makes it a whole lot easier than fighting with those crosshairs. And we can go ahead and take it. Now that we've got it installed, trim on it, what we'll do, run a screw in there. I generally like to run that top center screw in first. Just kind of makes it easier, keeps everything lined up. Once you get one screw in, I'll just let it hang there a little bit. Now you want to be careful with it. I'm going to go ahead and put the tailpiece on the back. Take the bracket. If you look at the bracket, it's got two large holes on it. Those are the holes that will screw to the door. The two smaller holes is when you put the end cap back on. And like I said, we've used this door for several demonstrations already, so I've got a lot of holes in it. But still, I want to show you the process we use. What we do is take our level. I'm going to set a level on the panic bar itself. Bring it up level. Once you got it up there to the level point, you want to go ahead and mark it. I marked the bar to the door. That way you don't have a lot of pencil marks on there. Just for a finished product, like say a finished door, finished wood door, pre-painted metal door, you don't want to get a lot of pencil marks on there. You got to take off later. Now that we've got that marked, we know where to put it. Take the screw and insert it. This door is pre-drilled from the previous demonstration, but when you set that up, if you want to mark those holes, take that device, mark them, go ahead and pre-drill them. Probably be easier for you in the long run. Now that we've got the panic bar installed on there, I want to go ahead and put another screw in the bottom of the trim. Just to make it that much sturdier. Screw that head on there good and tight. All right, now we're going to need to install the strike. A lot of times on the strike, what I'll do is pull the door closed. I'll mark the center of this strike on the center of the door frame. For this demonstration, what we're going to do is we're going to set it up with a tape measure. We're just going to measure down from the top of the door to the center of the strike. We're at 39 1/8. So we're going to come over here, and now remember, we're measuring from where the door hits, not the stop itself. So we just want to measure down 39 1/8. We want to mark center. I'm going to take our strike, take it out of the box of goodies. It's a nice roller latch, heavy duty strike. The ball bearing roller on it. It's got 3 holes in it. You want to use the elongated hole top and bottom to set it first. The center hole, once you got it located exactly right, you'll put that in there to lock it in place. So I want to take my strike, I want to hold it up on the center line. I'm going to go ahead and run my screw in. I want to go in the center of the elongated hole. And there again, that door is already pre-drilled. Wouldn't hurt to pre-drill your door when you go to do it. You can drill that top hole. You want to run in the elongated hole on the bottom. Same way, you want to be in the center. You want the edge of the strike starting out to be about 1/8 of an inch back from the front lip of the stop. Now we're ready to go ahead and test our door. Before you test it, you want to check your lever, make sure it works. Unlocks the door. Door locks good, open it, works. Now, what you want to do, when you close the door, you want to pull on it a little bit. Let's see how much play is in there. Not much play at all. A little bit of wobble. A little bit of wobble is good. You don't want it to be too tight. So what you want to do, maybe adjust the strike a little bit. That's the beauty of the elongated holes. So we'll loosen it up just a touch. We'll slide it back. Now we've got about 1/4 of an inch between the front of the strike and the front of the stop. We'll run that third hole in, set it. Now once you set that hole in there, I'm going to go ahead and check it again, make sure it works. Close it, tight. Not too much wobble, just about right. Now, The strike's on, the panic bar's on. We're ready to put the trim cap on here, trim cap on the end. Putting the trim caps on, I always like to put them on with a hand screwdriver. Got little bitty small number 8s go in there. You don't want to strip them out. Take the head trim. It's always easier just to push the bar in, get that thing out of your way. Kind of jump it right on there. There you go. Take your hand screwdriver, run it right back in there. Might take you a little more time to do these by hand. You know, in the long run, it just gives you a whole lot better looking job. Looks more professional. You won't chew the screws up. And these screws will break off. You run them in with your power screwdriver. If you're going to use your power driver, you probably ought to set your clutch way down. And it'd still work. Do a good job for you. And you want to set the top screw. Now, if you notice, I'm banging on that head a little bit with my hand. It's just to make sure these holes are lined up real nice. Run those screws in real straight and easy. This one's a little more difficult because you can't quite see it, but if you got that top one lined up right, and that bottom one ought to work real good too. Now we're ready to go ahead and put the end cap on the back. Got a couple screw holes in it. Swing the door out all the way. Like I said, when we put that on, the small holes in the back to attach your cap. Set your cap on there, push it on nice and tight. There again, you can look right in there, you can see those holes, see how they line up. Doesn't line up quite right for you, just like that. Just bang it around a little bit, push it in place. It's always easier to have the holes lined up before you put the cap on and try to use the screws to line the cap up for you. That's the fastest way there is to break a screw or strip it off. Got that in there. You do want to make sure you get all the screws in, all the screws in place. That just looks good. Have everything screwed up tight, nothing missing. Got the end cap on, got that on. Now you want to test it one more time. Want to make sure you didn't bind this up. Make sure this is good. Lever still retracts it. Safety catch comes in and out. Want to try it one more time. Works good. There you go. Now, one of the beauties of the 2000R, it comes with a filler plate. So when you are retroing, like we put this over a standard 2 1/8 inch hole, 2 3/4 back set, covers everything. You want to fill the edge plate. Take the edge plate filler out of the box, it screws right in. Now, one thing that I'll do with these, sometimes that plate will go in a little deep. You want to hold it in there, you can kind of see how it is. If it's in too deep, you want to take a piece of cardboard or something, just shim it out a little bit. Line it up. Screw it in there. Okay, now we got a filler plate also for the ASA strike to fill that up. Now, if you're replacing a lock, there's probably an existing strike in there, but you want to take that out. You don't want the lip strike in there. It's just something for somebody to catch on, and especially when they give you a nice plate to fill it, make it look good. Screw this plate in there, paint over it, and we'll ever know it's there. Gives you a nice finished job. All right, you got the plate on, both fillers on, you got your end cap on. You kind of want to take a quick look at it one more time, make sure it functions. I'm going to go ahead and push it closed. Does it still latch good? Opens, works real good. And that's pretty much it. That's the installation of the 2000R exit device from Design Hardware.